Hey guys, what's up? It's Danny Max and Keely Lou.
And you're listening to the Coming Out Happy podcast.
This is where we talk about our experiences being LGBTQ, how we're helping the community, and where we are today.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Coming Out Happy podcast. We're so excited that you're back, that we're back. It's been a long time, I feel like, since we've all talked. And that's because Danny and I, we've been moving the last week. We finally got our own office space in our house, and it's just so nice I feel like the space is pretty good. What do you think, Dan?
I really like it. It's really nice to have a lot of light coming in. I know it's easier to see the computer, and it feels like we're going to be more productive here. Yeah. What do you think?
I love that. No, for sure. And if you ask the Coming Out Happy members, we do all of our Zoom calls. I was doing it from my couch. You have to improvise sometimes, and that's okay. We were still doing a great job, but now I'm excited that we have a little bit more professional space. We got our whiteboard up. We've been writing some really great things on there that we've been planning for this next launch. This next launch is coming up October 19th. It's coming up so soon. I'm sure some of you listening are already on the wait list. The wait list is just filling up. It's absolutely amazing how many people are really ready to change their lives and become the person that they've always wanted to be, but they're just not sure how to get there. That's why we got you covered. Don't even worry. But if you're not on the wait list, you can go to DannyMaxCoaching.com or you can click in our little show notes. I'm sure Danny will link it, so don't even worry. But we're super excited. So many things planned. We're going into the holidays. I can't even believe it. This year has flown by.
Has it?
You know what? I feel like it's gone by so fast, but it's also gone by a little slow. But I'm ready to kick 2020 to the curb. I don't know about you guys, but let's finish it strong. We've got about 3 months left of this year. That's just insane. I can't even believe it. But we're going to finish the year strong, especially if you join the Coming Out Happy membership once it opens on October 19th. We can all go through this together. But yeah, we're getting really excited and excited for the new year. How are you feeling, Danny?
I feel like I'm ready to kick butt. I don't know. I'm ready to put forward all of my dreams, all my goals, and I'm ready to just start investing again in the things that matter to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think when you bring up investing in yourself, it's so important. I didn't really realize the importance of investing in yourself for a long time because I was like, I'll just, when I was feeling down, of course, I wanted the extra support. But when I was feeling great, I was like, I don't need it, right? And so I think sometimes we can get into these highs and lows, and then we're in the valleys and we're like, oh my gosh, I feel terrible, I need it. But it's just great to have support and to invest in yourself all the time because truthfully, when you look at it, at the end of the day, we are all that we have, right? We are the only thing that we really can invest to that's really consistent in our lives. So it's really important that we do that. And so yeah.
Something that you said that really struck something with me is when you said, when you're in your high, you feel like you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's so true. A lot of people only search for becoming better when they feel like they're at their lowest. But what about when, you're feeling good, you have a partner that you seem like is really great and that's all you're focusing on. You're like, there's nothing else that matters. I'm doing well. Look at me. But then again, you find yourself not being able to do certain things. You find yourself falling in certain areas. I feel like a lot of the time we distract ourselves and we forget that we can become better every single day, regardless of what that looks like. I know investing for me always means either reading a book or listening to a podcast or, joining a program that I think could be really beneficial for my growth. What about you? What are some examples for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Investing for me is, time to myself. It's investing in things that will better me. Danny knows I love Tony Robbins. And so I'm always watching his programs and, bettering myself in that way, because I think the information that we take in, whether you're in a low point or you're in a high point, can really benefit us. It really affects us. Whether you believe it or not, when you're scrolling on TikTok, you're consuming so much information, but all the information you're consuming may not be the best thing for you, right? So it's important to surround yourself with things that are good for you, that make you make those great choices that are really going to benefit your life. And I think that's what we try to do with the Coming Out Happy membership. We make it so that you're taking in content that is good for you, that's going to help you live a really authentic life, because at the end of the day, this life is so short. We say that all the time, but it's so true. It's so important to invest in yourself because you can become better. And I know a lot of times this is something for me, is that I just felt so stuck, right? I didn't think there was anything that I could do that would make me feel any better, and I was just stuck and I was just sitting in it.
Did you try anything before?
I was just really struggling until, I started really taking time to sit with myself and figure out my feelings. That was truthfully what I did. I tried to figure out why I was feeling that way, what the problem really was, and how I could begin to fix it. And that's when I started, taking action towards changing my life. But it didn't happen until I started doing that. And I realized, wow, this feels really good. It feels really good to spend time investing in myself. It feels good to, connect with like-minded people, and I think that's why you and I have such a strong passion for the LGBTQ plus community, because we know how important it is to connect. We know how important it is to get yourself rooted in a supportive group, and with the content that we create, that's what we aim to do. I mean, everything is centered around being LGBTQ. Whether you're, going through the holidays and you're the only one in your family that's gay, whatever that may be. Or, maybe you're struggling with people pleasing. That's something that you can even struggle with after you come out, because what do we spend our whole entire lives doing? We spend our lives hiding. We spend our lives, afraid to disappoint people that love us. And that carries in, whether or not you believe it, it carries into after coming out, because you still struggle with people pleasing. I was just talking about this on TikTok. I was talking about living a double life, and I lived a double life for so long that when I finally came out and I started discovering who I was and what I liked and what I wanted to do, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know who I am. And I don't know if you felt that way too, but...
No, I mean, definitely. I needed to take the time to learn about myself and learn new things. I mean, I think that's the most important thing, is that we used to go out of our way in the beginning to learn more about who we were and learn more things that could help us grow into the person that we want to be. I mean, when you think of wanting to create the life that you want, being more authentic, being more open, being more loving, it means getting out of your comfort zone and working towards it. It doesn't just magically fall into your lap and you're like, oh, great, here I am. Like, these things will catch up with you if you don't try to fix it. Which is why, like, we're always talking about investing in yourself and how important it is to actually put in the work into yourself, because nothing will change unless you do. This is the work.
And they say, they don't just say it just to say it. They say that investing in yourself is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. And I truly believe that, 100%. You mentioned, Danny, getting out of your comfort zone. That's something that we consistently talk about, because every single day you're faced with a new challenge. Whether you want to get out of bed early, you want to go work out, whether you want to, tell someone about your identity, whatever it is. It could be something related to LGBTQ plus. It could be like a daily thing that you do. Whatever it is, we're faced with challenges to push us out of our comfort zone. But the only way that you can truly grow, and we say this all the time, is if you actually do push yourself. Because sometimes, what do? We sit in between the fear of it, and we sit and we're like, and we talk ourselves out of it. It's so easy for our brain to do that. How often is it? And it's just something as simple as getting up in the morning that we're like, I don't know if I should get up. I think I could stay here for another 10 minutes. I'll work out tomorrow. It's so easy for us to do that. And so when we actually push ourselves and you have a supportive group behind you that's pushing you as well and holding you accountable, it's even stronger. But it's really powerful when you do invest in yourself and you're like getting in a rhythm of things. It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit to truly live your life for you, and you just fall into it naturally. It takes a little bit of practice, but it becomes very, very natural. It becomes a habit, becomes your daily routine, and it's incredible.
I was just gonna say, why don't you talk about the first time you started journaling? What you wrote?
Oh my gosh. So the first time I started journaling, this is insane, guys. This is crazy. I was actually looking at my journal because I like to go back and I like to see how much I've changed. That's one of the best things about journaling, right? You can go back, you can see how much you've grown, and that's really, something that's inspiring because you know that you're changing, you know that you're putting in the work. But I'll tell you guys what I wrote the first time I ever wrote in my journal. I was so hesitant to do it. I didn't want to do it. I thought it was weird. I was like, I don't even know what to write. And the first sentence I ever wrote in my personal journal that I still have today and I still write in is, wow, I guess I'm trying this new journaling thing. And for me, it was just like, you could see even through my writing, I don't even remember what I was feeling in that moment, but you could see through my writing how resistant I was to start journaling. But now it's like the thing that keeps me sane, right? Yeah. So I didn't even have to, I had to get into it and I had to push myself.
You didn't need it.
I didn't think I needed it because obviously the first sentence said it all, right? I said, starting this new journaling thing, I guess, passive aggressive.
But eventually you saw how much you did need it.
Absolutely. And when I go back and I read my journal, I'm like, wow, you needed a lot of help. Wow, that's insane. But no, I'm really, proud of how far I've come. And I do think it starts with the little things such as journaling, investing in yourself, and as I grew more and I wanted to develop more and I wanted to learn more and I wanted to be more, I started to invest in more monetary things where I looked up to people, like I said, Tony Robbins and different things like that. I started reading different books. And I think when you put, a lot of people say, well, why isn't this help free? Why can't I get this for free? But I think when you put your money to it, it means more to you. And I don't know about you. You're probably sitting there thinking, you're like, I don't know. But think about it. When you have some skin in the game, are you going to show up to something? Of course you are. That's your money. If it's free and, you're just like, whatever, it's a free event that I signed up for, you're probably not going to put in the effort. That's just the truth of it. When you invest in yourself, it changes everything because that's your dollar. That's your money. That's your time. You're putting it into something that you believe in because obviously you paid for it, right? A lot of you are probably sitting here listening to this podcast and you're thinking, I don't know, like maybe you're having those objections, right? Having those objections should I jump into it? I'm not sure. And that's what a lot of the members did too. They were like, I don't know.
I don't have the time. I don't
right?
have
And how fast did I tell you that your brain can talk you out of something? Incredibly fast. It can happen so quickly. And so it's super important that you do the things that you feel in the moment because, not everything, obviously, don't jump off a bridge, but you can definitely, tell a lot about what your gut's telling you. You're showing up to this podcast. Maybe you signed up for the wait list already. Why did you do that? There's something inside of you that wants something different. There's something inside of you that wants to feel really good about yourself.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things that I know we definitely hear is, I don't know if I have the time to invest in something like coming out happy. And something that I always know is that we make time for the things that matter to us. That excuse, honestly, is BS to me, because if you have time to wake up and go on TikTok in the morning for an hour, or you go and you just sit down and you watch TV for like 2 hours, you do anything else that's not productive, there's that's just an excuse. We all have the time for things that we want to make time for. So the amount that you're willing to put into something is what you're going to get out. Absolutely. There are no excuses.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was actually going to be a little tough on whoever's listening as well, Danny, but you kind of called them out already. No, for sure. I think it's true. You invest into the things that you actually care about and you will make time for it.
It must not matter to you.
Let's just say,
you don't do it.
Exactly. And you know what? Maybe you're not sure if you believe in it yet because you're like, I've never seen results. I've felt stuck for years. But I promise you, if you're consistent with it, it will change. Things will change. Things will get better. The most common thing between the most successful people in the world, there's only one really common thing between all of them, no matter what niche they're in, whatever they're doing. The most common thing is that they never gave up, right? How quick are we, especially in today's society, to just give up? We just like things quick. We like things that are tangible, that we can get results from. We like likes. We like, comments. We like to receive that feedback immediately. And that's what we thrive off of. But I think the expectation is just completely wrong. I think that we need to understand that it takes time for change. And when you really put in the effort and you see, like I said, from the first day I started journaling and I wrote, I guess I'm trying this new journaling thing, to now where I'm like, hey, I'm up today. I'm so excited. I'm grateful for this. I'm feeling this. And I'm understanding myself. I think you'll really start to appreciate how much time it does take because you can see the change in yourself. It's absolutely incredible.
And just knowing that results take time, that can be applied to anything, whether it's creating a healthy relationship. Do you think that happens in 3 seconds? No. Do you think it happens in the first few weeks of being in a new relationship? No. Do you think eating healthier will automatically change your whole body in 3 seconds? No. These things take time.
Wish it did, right?
Yeah, of course we all wish it did. But unfortunately, it does take time. And it's okay that these things take time because you're prepared for the long haul of it, knowing how to create certain habits that will help your relationships or help you love who you are or whatever goals you want to accomplish. It takes time. It takes putting in that work and investing in yourself. And that's just the truest thing that we know.
Absolutely. Well, I think to just kind of wrap it up here, the main things that we want you to know is that to really see results, to really feel great about yourself, you gotta push yourself out of your comfort zone. You just gotta. You gotta do it. If you need a little extra support, we're here to guide you through it. It's totally fine. We're here for you. The second thing is to really just spend time investing in yourself, whether that's starting with journaling, something so simple. Maybe you do want to invest in coming out happy, and it's something that you really do want to be a part of, but you're maybe thinking that you're gonna talk yourself out of it. Don't do it. I promise you it's gonna change your life, and you will feel so much better on the other side. I know that we believe in it with all our hearts. We believe in spending the time to get the results that you want. And it's really life-changing. So definitely check it out. Like I said earlier, you can go to DannyMaxCoaching.com/membership, or you can just go to DannyMaxCoaching.com. We'll link it in the show notes. Don't even worry. You can click the link. Follow Coming Out Happy on Instagram, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast. By the time we're on the next podcast, will we be open yet? I think we'll be the week.
It'll be a few days before.
A few days before. So stay tuned. We're so excited. If you get on that wait list, on the email list, oh my gosh, you're going to receive some really incredible content, and we can't wait to send it over to you. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on Friday. Bye, everyone.